My most humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Lord, Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Sai Ram to all. To continue my story about Swamini, when she left, she told me that she would inform me about the building that was to be done for her and her students. A few weeks later, I heard from her. She asked me, she said Bhagwan wants her to live closer to the ashram, whether I had anything available close to the ashram. At that time, I was actually building my house on the third floor of Sai Plaza. As described earlier, the ground and the first two floors were the hotel. And on the third floor, I was planning a small three-bedroom flat for myself and my family. So I told her only thing that was available was this little unit that I was building, and she asked me to send her the drawings, the plan of that particular apartment. So when I faxed it to her, she confirmed and said this is what Swami wants her to have. So of course I agreed, and then she said please get it ready for me, and immediately she sent me a payment for that particular flat, which was far more than what the flat was worth. Anyway, I got started, and she told me that nobody would be staying with her. So, all that she needed was a large living room, which would also combine as a meditation and bhajan room for her students and for visitors when they came to see her. Then it had a kitchen and a dining, a little office room, and then a very small bedroom for her with a bath attached room. So I got ready and I got it started, and I was just going with my inner guidance because I had no idea what she wanted. So finally, this beautiful apartment was ready. I was checking with Swami and doing it whatever he guided me to do. So he told me that there should be a beautiful altar as soon as you enter, with three steps coming down, and then to put a very nice picture of him in the altar. And this is, small guidances that I got from him. So this was also the first time that I used very nice material, the fans and the bathroom tiles. Everything was designer tiles, and I splurged on it. And she had already paid me far more than I needed for the flat. So I got all this ready, and then Swami came in my dream and he said that she is coming very soon. So when Swamini called me, I told her, Swamini, are you coming next month? And she said, how did you know? I said, Swami just told me that you were coming in September. And she just smiled and said, yes, I have just booked my ticket. I will be there in September. So I hurried and got everything ready. And 2 days before Swamini was due to arrive in Bangalore, I had another dream of Swami, and he asked me, everything is nice, all done for my devotee, but where is my chair? Where am I supposed to sit? Do you want me to stand and talk to her? I was sort of shocked, because I had no idea what was this relationship between God and his devotee. So the very next day, I took my car and I went to Bangalore looking for a nice, beautiful throne like chair for Swami to sit with a footstool. I went to one of my friend who sells antique furniture. He also collects Maharaja chairs and things like that. So I went to his shop and I picked up a very beautiful, comfortable chair upholstered in maroon velvet. And I thought this was good for Swami to sit in this room. And it had also a beautiful footstool. So I carried it on top of my car and I came and I put it up in Swamini's room. Then on the arrival day, Somini arrived, and then she said, tomorrow I will move into the apartment in Sai Plaza. So the next day morning, the room was all decorated, all flowers, everything. I went and I picked her up in my car and I brought her to Sai Plaza. Actually, from her old house on Samadhi Road, She didn't take anything from that house except a small, thin orange cushion that she used to sit on the floor. So we came to Sai Plaza, and when I opened the door and ushered her in, she just looked around and she was like beaming. She said, "Oh my God, Swami has put me from a hut into a palace." She walked around delighted. See, this was nothing compared to the house that she lived in LA, which I was to see later on in the year. But she loved it and she said, "This is beautiful." And she thanked me. And from that day, she moved into Sai Plaza. And slowly, she had one or two of her students who would bring her food from the canteen or make tea for her. They did all the seva for her. And slowly, I came to know that Somani was very fond of Indian food and she preferred it to the Western cuisine. So I asked her permission and I started to bring her, puri and sabji, a little upma, small things, dosha and chutney, sambar, all that. She ate like a bird. She would just eat a small portion. I have heard Swami also eats very little. And then whatever was left on her plate would be shared by her students as prasadam. So slowly I started to spend more time with her, and in the evenings, after all the students have left, she would ask me to stay behind, and then slowly she started sharing her life with me, telling me small incidents from her life, and slowly I got to know her. I felt a very deep connection with her, like I knew her, from many, many lifetimes, but I was not very sure about it, at that time. Then one day morning, I had a dream of Swami, and he tells me, "Get your passport, get ready to go to the US. I'm sending you there." And I was sort of surprised. And that day morning, when I went to serve Swamini breakfast, she was sitting at the table and she told me, "You know what, Jayashree? Bhagavan was here 3 times today morning and he told me to make the arrangements for you to come to the US." So, and that day actually, Swamini was leaving. So she said, "I'm leaving today, but you get going, apply for your visa. I will make all the arrangements for your travel. I will send you the ticket. I will also, since you are not used to traveling abroad, you have never been out of India, I would also have someone escort you all the way there." And then that day morning, Swami Ni left, and I went back to Bangalore to my house, and then I told my husband what had happened, that she has invited me. She would send me all the paperwork required, but I have to go to Hyderabad and get the visa application going. So I went to Hyderabad. My elder brother was there. So we went to the passport office and we tried to do the formalities. And before Swamini had left, she also told me that I would be in the US on the 2nd of December, 1996, that year. And this was already October. So I did not know how this was going to happen. So when I went to find out, they said there is no way an emergency passport would be given unless you were going to the US for medical treatment, or if any of your relatives had died and you had to go and bring back the body. I did not have both these conditions, of course. But luckily for me, my brother was a close friend to the DGP in Hyderabad at that time. So he took me to his office, and of course, with a little string pulling or recommendations, maybe I would get my passport. I had to go like 6 times. I was going from Bangalore to Hyderabad and back trying to get this done. And of course, with the help of this friend, finally, at the end of November, I was given the appointment to go to the consulate in Chennai and try for my visa. So I was in Chennai on the 1st of December I had my interview, and of course, Swami did his miracle, and I got my visa stamped. And on the 2nd of December, I was on the flight to US. And like Swamini said, since US is 12 hours behind us, I still arrived in LA on 2nd of December, as already predicted by Swamini. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this incident. More to continue. Swami bless you all. Sai Ram.